Well, I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet because let's be honest, it's been very hard over the past day to give a crap about the feeds. Yes, mostly because of the awful twist we discussed yesterday, but also because of another long feed outage last night for the veto competition. This coming off after the feeds were off for over a day because of the awful twist. So, yeah, it's been difficult for me to really get back into the feeds after all that's transpired on this damn show the past few days. I tried to think of a comparison to how I feel watching the feeds now, and the only thing I could come up with was a sports comparison, with it being the first day of the full NFL season today. It feels like when your favorite sports team is already out of playoff contention, but there are still 3 weeks left of the season and you still turn on their games. But it doesn't matter if they win or lose because they're not going to make the playoffs anyway. And that's how I feel. The players on Big Brother 27 kind of are playing a game where things don't seem to matter anymore. And I feel this way with the player that I have liked watching the most still in the game, that being Ashley, although she's probably not going to be there much longer. But even with her still there, it still feels like the rest of the game doesn't matter because of these god awful Grodner twists. Now, I know most people are upset because Rachel was screwed, and she was. My main problem with the twist is the ripple effect on the game. It's the biggest issue why I was calling the whole show a joke yesterday. Because the rest of the game, it doesn't really matter. It seems like this might not even be the only random elimination the rest of the season. The house guests have been shitting on production themselves, talking about how it seems only competitions matter from here on out, because it seems like they were told that that will not be the only random elimination the rest of the season. So once again, my analogy from yesterday, the whose line is it anyway thing, was spot on. Everything is made up and the points don't matter. The show really wants to be a 99-cent store amateur version of the challenge, but honestly, that's kind of an insult to the challenge. Because at least on the modern seasons of the challenge, you still do need a social game, and you still do need strategy. They don't just have a challenge, and if you lose, you're eliminated. Even on that show, if you're at the bottom of the daily challenge, you still get a chance to save yourself in a head-to-head challenge at the end of the round. This past weekend, this stupid ass twist was just a competition that eliminates you with no other chance to save yourself. In a season, by the way, where any other round you get multiple times to save yourself, which is why I don't even think this season makes any sense whatsoever. And production might do more of these eliminations because looking at the numbers this week, there are 7 players with 2.5 weeks left. Even if you were to do 2 double evictions in a row, that still leaves 4 players with less than a half a week left. So good luck to anyone else that gets outed this season by a stupid twist challenge. So like I said yesterday, only the bottom of the barrel Rachel haters are happy with this because they don't see the bigger picture that the show is now wasting our time. Not just our time though, but the players' time. Because it now seems like the rest of the game doesn't matter. I get some Rachel haters' points in the comments yesterday. There were a few. Because Rachel did in fact win her season she won because of twists. And now going home on a twist, someone in the comments called it poetic justice, and I can't disagree with that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a terrible twist. And if more random eliminations happen, it makes it even worse for me. So I think the big issue is this is literally not Big Brother. That's why Big Brother fans are upset So for those in the comments that are acting appalled that people are upset just because Rachel went home, that's not the bigger picture. I'm sorry you lack critical thinking skills, but the bigger picture is this is not Big Brother, so why wouldn't Big Brother fans be upset? To make matters worse, honestly, for me, is the what's getting lost in all of this is that Ashley and Will were screwed over this week too, because they didn't even get a chance to play in the HOH because of the twist. So they're on the block without even getting a chance to play HOH, and one of them's probably going to get screwed and go home, that being Ashley. So there's just more screw jobs for everybody, I guess, this season. You played 2 months for nothing because you're going to get screwed by twists the last few weeks of the game because they didn't plan out this season properly. Anyway, I guess for a quick recap of the gameplay, if anybody cares, because it doesn't matter anyway, because only twists matter on Big Brother now, apparently. Morgan won the veto on Big Brother Comics. She saved herself because she was a target this week. I think her winning likely puts a nail in Ashley's coffin, sadly. Keanu will be Lauren's renom, because as we discussed yesterday, he has never passed Lauren's skin color test on those she is too afraid to talk to. So Keanu is the easy renom for Lauren. The biggest news coming from last night, though, isn't necessarily gameplay. It's that Will got injured in the veto competition, which gives this season even more parallels to Big Brother 19 with a one vet returning season. I guess Will is in fact our Christmas this season, as he further hurt his leg. Which also this means that if there are more random competition eliminations, can Will even compete? Is it just more unfairness? I don't think anything was broken on his leg, though. I just think he already had bad knees, and I think he just further injured it in this competition. So it's not as bad of an injury as Christmas's was, but it's still an injury on a season where only competition seemed to matter. The worst part that I happened to watch on feeds during the night was Ava and Will respecting Callie's game. So get ready for the possible Callie win. Someone who hasn't played all season. But I guess in a season where only the blockbuster and twists matter, I guess maybe she should win. And then the minority wonder why Big Brother fans are upset with this nonsense. A Callie win. I guess the show really, really thought we loved blockbusters so hard last season that they made it the focal point of this season. But per usual, just dumbness coming from production. Vince and Lauren have discussed taking Will and Ashley to the end because they are beatable in comps. But with Keanu being the renom and Ashley and a hurt Will having to go against him in a blockbuster, I don't see them beating Keanu in a blockbuster. Ashley has said herself the blockbuster challenges are too fast for her. She doesn't think she's going to be able to beat Keanu. Will's injured, so good luck there. So I think Ashley goes home next to Will. I think anybody is going home next to Will the next couple of weeks or so, some of the players are saying. Maybe that means Will is our last hope for a decent winner this season, because that, at least to me, would mean that the social game still means a little something in the game. Honestly, Ava probably has a better chance of making the end than Will. Ava also has a pretty okay social game. I just hate how much Ava has complained about people playing the game this season while she's been taking naps, so I don't know if I can respect her as a winner. Morgan has been a pretty good player. We've discussed that over the past week. So she still has a shot to win this game. She's played a very interesting game. She's played hard. I do respect her game. So I guess there's still a couple possibilities for a decent winner. So if any of them don't go home on a random twist, there's still a little bit of hope, at least for me personally. But with the twists and the blockbusters still going, I think we all need to look out for a Callie or Keanu win where one of them can join Jag and Jordan in the Worst Winners Club. So, yeah, to sum up the weekend, a large portion of the fans hate production. They are shitting on production for their awful twists, me being one of them. The players themselves have been shitting on production for the twists, and production themselves have shit on their own show. So I think that about sums up Allison Grodner. Big Brother is the embarrassment of reality TV, but Grodner and Meehan have never had shame. And CBS never does anything about it. So I guess if we're going to keep watching, we're stuck with this great value version of the challenge where only twists seem to matter. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching much feeds today, so I probably won't be back tonight. I think my days this season of doing 2 updates a day are probably over. I will update at some point tomorrow for the veto ceremony. Today's the first full day of a NFL slate, so for those that celebrate, enjoy that. It'll probably be much better than the feeds, which has literally been like 75% the players complaining about the twists. So they feel like I feel like what gameplay even matters? What can they even do if twists are just going to take them out of the game? So yeah, that's what we got left this season. Good job, Grodner and Meehan. You're so good at your jobs.